Hi everyone. I am here today with my horse Zoe, who you probably can't see very well right now. Anyway, in the light, it's getting really dark here, even though it's not that dark out. So sorry about that. But she was in a beautiful shady spot. Hi, my dear. And today I've been putting dog stuff on my timeline. And today I'm back with my horse, having a beautiful realization about the work that I've been stepping into, which you've been mostly seeing. You've seen some of the horse dancing, but you've been seeing the dog lately, more explanations around the dog. But I wish she would step back. Hang on a second. Okay. There. All right. Hi. I've been having a beautiful realization about the work. So I've been doing videos periodically over time about what I call the energetics of behavior and how energy works and how energy flows and how this is amazing information for our life, but not really nailing who it's for and what it's doing for you. It's been a struggle for me. And then, this might have been obvious to everyone but me, but after doing, the horse dancing videos and having some revelations with my dog and starting to show my dog and seeing the interest and the connection that I'm getting from people around this, the kind of aha was this work is really for right now. It's for everyone, but right now this work is for people who are really desiring that almost magical relationship with their animal, their dog or their horse specifically. And that's why I came out with Beautifully Bonded, which a lot of you have seen some of my pictures and things about that. But even after coming out with that, I just yesterday was having a huge realization about this work and why this angle of it is clicking with people more. Humanity as a whole has gone through a lot of phases, and we're entering in a new phase. And long, long ago, we were animals. We were animals that behaved very much like all the other animals out there. But then we started developing more and more mental power that was separating us from the rest of the animal kingdom. And these are really amazing, beautiful powers. But we started developing exclusively that and becoming more and more and more separate. And not even to the point where it's an affront for a lot of people to remind them that humans are animals. Or they don't even believe that, some people. I'm not in that camp. Humans are animals. If you're speaking with me or working with me, you're going to have to accept that humans are animals, a member of the animal kingdom. And I believe that as a whole, as the human animal has come to a point where there's a dissatisfaction with who we are, not personally, but as human beings, who humanity has become. It's no longer feeling fantastic to be the dominant, most powerful animal on the planet via just the mind. So we can create weaponry and be dominant that way. We have intelligence, that's the ability to use tools and to create environments and to do things that other animals can't do on the level that we can do it. But we're no longer happy with that. I think there was probably a period of a feeling of happiness with it because it was new and created a lot of advancements and it was very powerful. But it is clearly not serving us fully anymore. And the incredible amount of diseases and problems that we have that are all around stress are really testament to that. We give a lot of stories to stress, like it's because of busyness and not enough time and all these, our environment, and the lighting and all these things that we've gotten ourselves into. But that's just, I think the only reason that we have created lighting that's not good for us and environments that aren't good for us and workplaces that don't work very well energetically for us and schedules that don't work for us and all of these things is because of that disconnect with this physical being, with the animal part of us. It hasn't really worked to live only in the head. It has worked. It's created amazing advances to live pretty much only in the head. But it's no longer working enough. We're no longer satisfied with that. And for all the advances it caused, it also caused problems that we're now trying to correct. And the reason that people who have this, who share with me that the desire that I have, who feel the same desire for that magical relationship with a horse or a dog, or any animal, but specifically those, you've probably already experienced a lot of that. You probably already have a good relationship in many ways with an animal, but you want more. You want to be able to recreate it when it's not there. You want to understand it. You just want to live deeper in it. So we're the closest to a reintegration of our old animal self with our mind's intellectual knowledge self. I believe that we're really at the forefront of this change because we experience it on some level already. And I saw very clearly just yesterday that hunger for that amazing bond with a horse or a dog or other animals is the hunger for the energetic life, for the life that lives in alignment and in tune with the energies of the body. And in those moments when we connect deeply with these animals, we are in that integrated self moment. And I think innately we get that. So the desire for the bond isn't really the desire for the bond per se. It's the desire to be that person who lives in total communion with that energy. And thus has communication and beautiful synergistic communication with the animals, but also with ourselves and amongst ourselves. So I'm going to move this again a little bit. Sorry it's so dark. So that I'm starting off, now that I'm turning this energetic work towards people who desire a beautiful bond with their animals, I'm starting off with helping you deepen your bond with your animal, with working through the stress events and learning how to communicate and learning how to just completely eliminate those because you get in the energy. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because in doing that work and coming to understand it, you will necessarily, at least the way that I teach it, have to connect with the gift that you bring to the equation. A bond has two sides, and both have to be firmly anchored in their center in order for that bond to be strong. So you have to deeply connect with a gift that you bring to the equation. And the gift that you bring is a combination of who you were born as, but also all of your experiences in life. They have coalesced into something that can increase the flow of energy in the systems that we live in. So the gift that you bring is whatever you bring that brings the most flow to the system, because that's the design of nature's, increasing the flow of energy. And so if you want to fully partake in that system as a whole integrated human being, you have to be increasing the flow of energy. And your unique way of doing that is the gift that you bring to the system. This is paid or unpaid. It's irrelevant in this context. It's just that you're doing it, that you're increasing the flow. And right now, the majority of humanity is, although they don't have words for it, is seeking this energetic life. And I believe that the people who have that hunger for the deep connection with a dog or a horse will be the ones leading the charge in this. Will be the ones getting the quickest and deepest ahas on how this works, and then passing it on to our children and our coworkers and all the people that we surround ourselves with. We'll be passing that on. But I believe that by and large, it's going to start with people connected to animals. And we've always had a deep connection with the dog and the horse. The earliest cave paintings were of wolves and early horses, before we had distinct breeds and all the things of the modern day horse. We've always felt an emotional connection to these animals, and emotion is energy in motion. And dogs and horses really process energy and motion at the same rate as human beings. They have a similar capacity to channel and flow and comprehend energy. And that's why I believe that we feel that natural affinity. And it's interesting that it's the dog and the horse. There's one representative of the predator world, one representative of the prey world, that we communicate the most deeply with, that we bond the most deeply with, typically. There are exceptions, of course, but typically it is these two animals. And both of these animals have been a part of the domestication of the human. They were both with nomadic man, and there is now a tremendous amount of scientific evidence showing that essentially dogs, early dogs, late wolves, or a spin-off of the wolf, essentially domesticated man, not through an intelligent plan, just energetically, because of their desire to hunt with us. And they actually, we know now that they approached man, seeking the affiliation, the hunting affiliation, because there were benefit to both sides. And when man and dog learned to hunt together, it completely changed man's ability to survive, such that they could become less nomadic. And that kind of set that whole domestication process in motion. So our connection, and horses were right along with it, honestly. And so our connection to these two animals is ancient, very deep, and for deep energetic emotional reasons, because of the processing of energy. So by and large, it's going to be people dreaming of that amazing relationship with the horse and the dog that are leading the charge on this. And I'm so happy that none of my other ways of teaching this were really manifesting isn't the word. We're really gelling and turning into a successful business, because there was always something just not quite right. And it's because I needed to do what I'm doing, which is daily working on that bond and teaching that, because this is the starting place of this change. Of course, there are exceptions. There are people that are doing it without animals, but I think they're more rare. I think the animal people are closer and more ready, and there's more of them because of their association with the animals. So we're going to first understand it deeply with our animals, but then lead the charge with humanity. I believe that most of the people, like myself, that are doing this are going to be stepping up into leadership roles and helping the rest of humans come to grapple with this, to come to understand it, to incorporate it into their life. We're at the forefront of this exciting new next phase of development of the human. This is us. We're the ones that are leading it. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. And I know from the responses that I've gotten from private messages and private conversations and all the things that have been happening since I finally started having this click, that this is the thing that's going to gel and really work for me, because it's supposed to. It's this is where we are supposed to be right now, and this is where I'm supposed to be. Wow, it's really getting dark. And how, let's see if I can step into a little more light. This is just how energy works, right? I have so much strong energy around this, and it just wasn't in the right channel before. And I can very much feel that it's in the right channel now. So this is a very exciting development for me, and I'm happy to be able to start articulating it. I'll have to work on it more. But today was the first day that I wanted to begin to articulate. So I'm going to be showing up a lot with my horse and with my dog, and even without them. But this is going to be how we start the work, is by working on stress events and non-stress events, but deepening that relationship, understanding it, and then incorporating it to the rest of our life, because it has to. It changes you fundamentally as a human being. Coming to this realization changes you. And that's what we're going to be doing together. I'm so excited for this work. Hope that you guys are excited, and keep watching. Stay on board, get more on board. I'm going to be having a group called Beautifully Bonded, where we can go privately and discuss all this, and we'll start looking at scenarios. We'll watch videos. We'll make our own videos. We'll look at scenarios of the human-animal interaction, or even animal-animal interaction, and really come to deeply understand it. And we'll be doing this together as a group, growing beautifully. So excited and so happy for that realization yesterday, and just feeling so strong and centered in this now. I'm really excited. Okay, so I'm going to leave now because I have nothing more to say other than I'm really excited. And I'll see you guys around. So animal lovers, unite. All right.